Welcome back to EtherealArcs. Fang Yuan walks the demonic path alone. 500 years of experience, no allies, no hesitation. If you missed any previous episodes, all links are in the description. The climb continues. Chapter 326. Nine Eyes Liquor Worm. Days went by, and with the news of the Three Kings' inheritance, a time of unrest began at Xianxia Mountain. Many formidable demonic Gu masters, righteous Gu masters, and people of all occupations and goals rushed towards Xianxia Mountain. At first, Shang clan controlled the situation, continually sending reinforcements and tyrannically occupying the inheritance entrances, displaying their determination towards obtaining this inheritance. However, Wu clan moved and broke the blockade of Shang clan. After that, news continued to spread. The fact that the site of Three Kings' inheritance had been ranked 6 Gu immortal blessed land caused a huge uproar, and countless people flocked towards Xianxia Mountain. Several other top-ranked clans were also alarmed by the news and dispatched groups of formidable Gu masters one after another. With this, even Shang clan and Wu clan could not block the huge wave of people. Xianxia Mountain fell into chaos. There were casualties every day. To seize the chance to enter the inheritance, there were intense battles between righteous and demonic, demonic and demonic, righteous and righteous. Every change in the situation in Xianxia Mountain affected the hearts of many people. Fang Yuan was also paying close attention to this. After the inheritance opened, close to a month had passed. Some people already gained some benefits in the inheritance, stimulating the passion of many others to explore the inheritance. However, Fang Yuan did not care about these benefits. With the memories of his previous life, he knew that the true essence of Three Kings' inheritance lied in the depths of the inheritance ground. There were at least 100 barriers before one could reach there, and it was a time and energy-consuming process. Sometimes, people would be lost and trapped in fog and not be able to find the exit. Sometimes, there would be attacks from dogs, and many Gu masters would die under these dogs' sharp canine teeth. The Three Kings were demonic Gu masters. This was a demonic inheritance. There were dangers lurking all over in demonic inheritances. In many cases, one needed to risk their lives to explore them. It is still too early to go to Xianxia Mountain. The time is not ripe yet. It is better to benefit from others' efforts and preserve my strength. When they remove the barriers and clear the obstacles, that will be the time I seize the rewards. For now, I should refine Gu. Fang Yuan had already made a plan. The Gu he was going to refine this time was none other than Liquor Worm. Rank 1 Liquor Worm could purify green copper primeval essence by a small realm. Rank 2 4 Flavors Liquor Worm could purify red steel primeval essence by a small realm. Rank 3 7 Fragrances Liquor Worm could purify white silver primeval essence by a small realm. Rank 4 9 Eyes Liquor Worm could purify yellow gold primeval essence by a small realm. Rank 5 Liquor Worm, however, did not exist. The recipe grandmaster who researched Liquor Worm's recipe had an outstanding talent, but he was killed by enemies when he was young and died prematurely. Geniuses only represented a possibility. There were many cases of geniuses who were killed before they matured. However, the current Fang Yuan and Bai Ningbing could already be said to have matured. Killing them would not be easy. After Fang Yuan fused Liquor Worm into 4 Flavors Liquor Worm, he had not used it and had only been raising it. It was because he had Bone Flesh Unity Gu and Bai Ningbing's help that the 4 Flavors Liquor Worm lost its worth. However, it was different now. Bai Ningbing was now rank 4, while Fang Yuan was rank 3 peak stage. He would also advance to rank 4 initial stage not long later. At that time, their cultivation would be the same. The help that Bone Flesh Unity Gu could offer to Fang Yuan would decrease by a lot. At that time, a rank 4 9 Eyes Liquor Worm would make his cultivation speed faster. Refine the 9 Eyes Liquor Worm. While Xianxia was starting to recruit Zhou Quan, Fang Yuan chose to go into closed-door cultivation to refine Gu. Bai Ningbing also chose to go into closed-door cultivation, refining Gu secretly. To refine 4 Flavors Liquor Worm, 2 rank 1 liquor worms and wine of sour, sweet, bitter, and spicy flavors were required. To refine 7 fragrances liquor worm, 2 4 flavors liquor worm, and 7 types of spices were required. To refine 9 eyes liquor worm, 1 needed 2 7 fragrances liquor worm and eyeballs of 9 different 100 beast kings. Right now, Fang Yuan was at Xianxia City and had a huge advantage. If it was at other places, he would have to spend large amounts of energy to search for materials to refine liquor worm. However, at Xianxia City, he could easily buy them as long as he had money. Fang Yuan already possessed a 4 flavors liquor worm. He bought 2 liquor worms and fused them into the second 4 flavors liquor worm. He then fused these 2 4 flavors liquor worm into 7 fragrances liquor worm. The process till this stage was smoothly finished by him. However, he ran into difficulty while refining the second 7 fragrances liquor worm. While he was fusing the third 4 flavors liquor worm and the second 7 fragrances liquor worm, the fusion failed. The primeval stones spent on it were all wasted. He had to buy the supplementary materials and restart it again. Fortunately, fusing the 2 7 fragrances liquor worm was completely smoothly. 3 days later, Fang Yuan obtained a 9 eyes liquor worm. 9 eyes liquor worm was like a silkworm and was pure white like a pearl. There were no eyes on its head, but rather it had 9 colors that resembled eyes: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and so on, as if they were precious gems embedded on its body. 9 eyes liquor worm could purify yellow gold primeval essence by a small realm. Fang Yuan had spent a lot to refine it, his expenses almost reaching 200,000 primeval stones. No Gu masters could avoid failures in refining Gu. Fang Yuan might have failed many times, but his luck was pretty good. His failures was all concentrated in the early stage of refining 4 flavors liquor worm and 7 fragrances liquor worm. At the final juncture, he had succeeded in 1 try. What Gu master feared the most in refining Gu was failing at the latter stage. That kind of loss was disastrous. I have 9 eyes liquor worm now. Fang Yuan observed the Gu for a while before satisfiedly putting it into his aperture. He was still only at rank 3 peak stage now, and could not use the 9 eyes liquor worm. He could only wait till he reached rank 4 before he used it. Bai Ningbing could use it. However, yellow gold middle stage primeval essence had a strong cleansing effect towards the aperture walls. Bai Ningbing possessed northern dark ice soul physique, and from what she said, her aptitude had already increased to 96% now. 9 eyes liquor worm would do more harm than good to her. When I reach rank 4 initial stage and use this 9 eyes liquor worm, I will have yellow gold middle stage primeval essence. At that time, the quality of my primeval essence will, for the first time, surpass Bai Ningbing. Fang Yuan could sense he was not far from reaching rank 4 realm. Although they had undergone a vow, he had never forgotten the danger called Bai Ningbing. Time passed, day by day. A great demonic path figure appeared at Xianxia Mountain inheritance grounds after Kong Ri Tian. He was Long Qing Tian, one who had dyed the sky blue before, a famous poison path Gu master. When he appeared in the inheritance grounds, he killed 3 Shang clan elders with poison, and gave a huge boost to the demonic path's morale. Fortunately, 2 days later, Wu clan sent the rank 4 elder Wu Tongshen to hold back Long Qing Tian. This brought back the situation in Xianxia Mountain to an equilibrium. On Shangxin seaside, she, as expected, met setbacks when recruiting Zhou Quan, and her progress was slow. Zhou Quan was proud and arrogant. His attitude did not ease even a little, and his tone also seemed like he had no intentions to discuss. After Fang Yuan succeeded in refining 9 eyes liquor worm, he was putting all his energy in cultivating. Because Bai Ningbing was continuously supplying him with yellow gold primeval essence, his cultivation speed accelerated and was quickly approaching rank 4 realm. However, these days, spring-autumn cicada's recovery speed was also becoming faster, and its pressure on Fang Yuan's rank 3 aperture had become more obvious. On this day, Xianxia City welcomed the auspicious festival. This was Shang clan's traditional festival. It was an important celebration that commemorated the ancestor who founded Shang clan thousands of years ago, setting up a stall for the first time. Shang clan's first ancestor was a legendary figure. He was originally a mortal who lived in poverty and made a livelihood by trading. On one certain transaction, he unexpectedly obtained a Gu master's inheritance token. He relied on this token to inherit the legacy of the Gu master and stepped into a whole new world. He moved forward steadily and step by step. His wealth and power expanded continuously until he finally founded Shang Clan City. Thus, on the day of the festival, Shang Clan Inner City was decorated with lanterns and colored banners. All large stores, brothels, restaurants, and so on closed their business for the day. People were in a joyous mood and excitedly walked on the streets, setting up stalls. Men, women, old and young, all immersed in this lively atmosphere of the festival. On this day, buying and selling were treated as an interesting game. However, the joyous atmosphere of the festival seemed to have no effect on Xianxia. The young girl sat in front of a table with her beautiful brows in a slight frown as she looked at the several invitation cards on the table with melancholy. These invitation cards all came from the 9 young masters. During auspicious festival, the young masters would hold grand banquets, inviting people of all sides and reward them. Big brother Hai Tu, what should I do? Xianxia was in a dilemma and subconsciously looked at Fang Yuan for guidance. Jinxi, our sales have tripled your 100,000 capital, and you are now one of the most popular candidates to win the young master competition. They will naturally invite you to participate. Fang Yuan smiled and continued. However, we can only choose one of these 9 invitations. On the surface, this looks like a joyous and harmonious banquet, but it is actually a political move to determine where you stand. Fang Yuan explained the deep political meaning behind these invitations. Shang clan only had 10 young masters. There were alliances between these 10 young masters and also internal conflicts. Xianxia was competing for the young master position and was also one of the most popular candidates. Naturally, the 9 young masters paid close attention to her. Xianxia had yet to become a young master, but they were already trying to rope her in. One had to make compromises in this world. To be part of Shang clan's higher up, one could not avoid being engulfed by the political whirlpool. Should I choose Shang Wen's invitation? After all, she is in charge of battle stage and will be a great help to our later plans. Xianxia voiced out. Fang Yuan shook his head. It looks like there are 9 invitations, but actually, that is not the case. The biggest power among Shang clan young masters is Shang Nu, who is the eldest son of the first wife, and thus has the greatest advantage. Second faction is the alliance of Shang Pu Lao, Shang Suan Ni, and Shang Bishi. This faction is currently in the limelight. Third faction is the alliance of Shang Xiaofeng and Shang Fuxi, who are currently biding their time. Among the rest, Shang Wen does not have any ambitions while Shang Pishu is too playful. Jinxi, your foundation in Shang Clan City is too weak. If you are going to choose, you need to choose between these 3 factions to make up for your weakness. As for Shang Wen, there won't be much of a difference whether you choose her or not. So it was like this. Xianxia's eyes brightened as she listened. Hearing Fang Yuan's words, she felt like she had dispelled the fog around her and was looking at the clear sky. The bewilderment she was feeling earlier was swept away. She thought a little and made her choice. She chose the third faction, Shang Xiaofeng's invitation. Among the 3 factions, the first and second faction are competing against each other. I will definitely be offending the other if I choose one of them. It is better to choose the third faction and enter this political whirlpool, but still stay out of it for the time being, Xianxia explained to Fang Yuan. Xianxia immediately understood with her high intelligence. Fang Yuan was happy at this, but also felt a little irony. In his previous life, Shang Xiaofeng and Xianxia fought and contended for Shang clan leader's position. To think that in this life, these 2 arch-enemies would instead choose to walk together. Chapter 327. beautiful and talented, Xianxia's brilliance. Little brother here toasts to big brother. Shang Yifan stood up and bent his back while raising a cup of wine with a smile. There were splendid lights all over the hall. Singing and dancing were being performed, and traditional music flowed to everyone's ears. Everyone was enjoying the feast, and the atmosphere was intense. Good. Shang Chunyu was standing on the main seat. He raised a cup of wine towards Shang Yifan and downed the wine in one gulp. Shang Chunyu's advisor spoke. Master Yifan, choosing to participate in young Master Chunyu's banquet is no doubt a sensible decision. Do not worry, my young master will not treat you unfairly. Eldest brother Chunyu has always been my role model. In truth, I have always been wanting to get closer to eldest brother and learn many things under you. Shang Yifan smiled. Shang Chunyu was head of the first major faction among the current young masters, and he happened to have deep relation with Shang Yifan's mother's side. If Shang Xinxi chose Shang Chunyu's side, she was certain to be pushed aside by Shang Yifan. However, Shang Chunyu had already taken the initiative to send an invitation to Shang Xinxi. He would definitely be happy if Shang Xinxi came. Why? Because on Shang Xinxi's side were Fang and Bai, two great rank 4 experts. This was something no other young master had, and many were envious of this. Young master, subordinate has inquired, that Shang Xinxi went to. At this moment, a Gu master entered the hall and whispered to Shang Chunyu's ear with his waist bent. Shang Chunyu's gaze turned slightly gloomy when he got the information. Shang Yifan cautiously observed Shang Chunyu's expression and pondered. Looks like Shang Xinxi did choose eldest brother's faction. Did she go to Shang Pu Lao's faction? Shang Chunyu had already experienced a lot of things, thus his feelings did not show clearly on his face. His expression also had no change, so Shang Yifan could only guess without any clues. However, a short while later, Shang Yifan also received the news. Shang Xinxi had accepted the invitation to participate in Shang Chaofeng's festival banquet. This signified she chose Shang Chaofeng's faction. Shang Yifan could not help but be secretly delighted immediately upon receiving the news. Shang Chaofeng and Shang Fuxi might be the third faction, but they have been pressured from the start. How could they be eldest brother Chunyu's match? I have now even more chance to take the young master position. However, the old steward Zhang shook his head, his expression heavy. Master, young master Chunyu's faction and young master Pu Lao's faction are locked in a fight. I am afraid the possibility of master borrowing the help of young master Chunyu to deal with Shang Xinxi is not very big. At this critical moment, young master Chunyu cannot afford to make another enemy. Shang Xinxi's choice is clever. She has avoided the political whirlpool and managed to watch from the sidelines for the moment. By the time the two factions resolve their issues, the competition for the young master position will already be over. Shang Xinxi has two great rank 4 experts. Any faction she chooses will readily accept her and make an alliance. Young master Shang Chaofeng will definitely help her. Old steward Zhang gave an incisive analysis of the situation. That is to say, even though I joined Shang Chunyu's faction, I still can't deal with Shang Xinxi. Shang Yifan's expression became unsightly. I can only say that we cannot borrow Shang Chunyu's strength. Old steward Zhang stroked his grizzled beard. However, Shang Xinxi's problem is also not small. The most important thing is that she still lacks capable manpower. I heard that she has been trying to recruit Zhou Quan. Yumph. How can that even be possible? Old steward sneered and continued. Zhou Quan was once a clan leader. He is proud and arrogant, and his ability is 10 times of mine. How would it be possible for such a man to attach himself to this inexperienced little girl? I have already secretly mobilized people to create all kinds of rumors and slanders. Zhou Quan cares for his reputation very much, and the rumors have already prevented him from joining Shang Xinxi. Shang Xinxi is trying to recruit Zhou Quan secretly, but by failing to do so, she will lose a lot of her prestige and will have a disadvantageous beginning. She might even become a laughingstock. When he reached the end of his words, Steward Zhou started laughing evilly. Shang Qiaofeng's study was arranged in a simple fashion. There was a wide stone table and wide-backed stone chairs which gave a boorish and strong aura. Just as Shang Yifan and old Steward Zhang were talking, Shang Qiaofeng, Shang Xinxi along with Fang Yuan and Bai Ningbing were also discussing something. This discussion had already continued on for a while. In truth, Shang Qiaofeng was somewhat surprised at Shang Xinxi joining his side. He had thought Shang Xinxi would join Shang Chunyu or Shang Pu Lao. His own faction was only ranked third, and they were currently just watching from the sidelines while accumulating their strength. In normal times, they were very low-key, and would choose to retreat when there were problems or contradictions. They had never thought they could obtain Shang Xinxi's interest. Shang Xinxi's cultivation was only at rank 1, while her aptitude was worse, and she had almost no foundation in Shang Clan City. However, she had Fang Yuan and Bai Ningbing. These were two great rank 4 powers. Even Shang Yanfei, when he was a young master, did not have such experts with him. To be able to have 2 such experts under her, there were no young masters who did not feel envious. Shang Qiaofeng had also naturally sighed inwardly at Shang Xinxi's luck. Now, if he accepted Shang Xinxi, he could indirectly obtain Fang and Bai's help. This was a temptation Shang Qiaofeng could not refuse. The atmosphere in the study was harmonious. In the talk just earlier, Shang Qiaofeng already sincerely expressed his intention to wholeheartedly support Shang Xinxi in the young master competition. Sister Xinxi, you have already earned 300,000 primeval stones from selling goo worms. We can say that you are at the top currently, but just 300,000 is far from enough. What do you plan on doing next? Shang Qiaofeng then added, just say it, and I will help you to the best of my abilities. Shang Xinxi glanced at Fang Yuan. Fang Yuan faintly nodded his head. She then said honestly, I won't hide it from Big Brother Qiaofeng. I am thinking of doing information gathering business. Information gathering business? Shang Qiaofeng could not help but raise his brows. Yes. Shang Xinxi started to explain her plan in detail. Who knew Shang Qiaofeng's expression would change and shake his head after hearing it? You want to do information gathering business regarding the battle stage? It is not suitable. Not suitable. He said not suitable twice, expressing his clear disagreement with Shang Xinxi's plan. Ah, what could be wrong about it? Please teach me Big Brother Qiaofeng, Shang Xinxi said in a sincere voice. Xinxi, I urge you to change this plan. You are a newcomer, and so you aren't clear about it. It is understandable. You should not bump about with the battle stage randomly. Shang Qiaofeng heaved a sigh and continued. Shang Clan City's battle stage is different from other clans' battle stage. Here, demonic Gu masters can become our Shang Clan's external elders. This is a policy exclusive to our Shang Clan, and we have been able to obtain many talents from this. At present, there are 5 great elders in Shang Clan, among which 3 are external elders. However, this policy has both advantage and disadvantage. The greater the benefits, the higher the chance of malpractice. External elders are the higher-ups of our Shang Clan, and if some trouble enters through it, it will be a great disaster to our Shang Clan. Demonic Gu masters are after all demonic Gu masters, and even if they change and become righteous, their loyalty can still be questioned. At the same time, besides the demonic Gu masters, there are also those righteous path clans with unfathomable motives. Thus, Shang Clan's battle stage is the place which has always been attached with the most importance by Shang Clan higher-ups. There was once a young master who suddenly got an inspiration to start a betting house for the battle stage's matches. The result was that he earned 500,000 primeval stones after just 2 days of opening the betting house. However, on the 3rd day, the betting house was closed down, and the young master was demoted and exiled. This is the best warning that shows that the battle stage cannot be touched randomly. Shang Qiaofeng spoke of a story only known to insiders. This information was something Fang Yuan, Bai Ningbing, and Shang Xinxi did not know. Fang Yuan might have the memories of his previous life, But it was normal to not know of this small secret historical incident about the Shang clan's internal affairs, even more so when it was closed down so fast. The battle stage was a forbidden zone. That young master touched this place and lost his young master position, and was even exiled from the clan. At present, Xianxia was still not a young master, but had a plan towards the battle stage. This made Shang Chaofeng realize that ignorance was truly blissful. Jinxi, your plan is a new approach, and you have thought of it properly. If it is done, you will definitely make large amount of profits every day. However, the possibility is too low. Don't take your own future prospects as a joke. I am in charge of the Gu battle zone, and your 13th brother is in charge of the auction sites. You can lend us a hand in this field, and will be able to go head-to-head against Shang Yifan. Shang Chaofeng gently persuaded. Shang Xinxi was silent. Bai Ningbing furrowed her brows. The corner of Fang Yuan's lips curled up into a smile, and he was about to speak, but after taking a glance at Shang Xinxi, he changed his decision and swallowed up the words that were just about to come out of his throat. For a moment, the atmosphere in the study room had become heavy. After quite a while of intense pondering, Shang Xinxi suddenly smiled. Big brother Chaofeng, I have a different viewpoint regarding the battle stage. This is well worth doing. Huh? Shang Chaofeng frowned and fixed his gaze at Shang Xinxi. Under the pressure from Shang Chaofeng's gaze, Shang Xinxi instead smiled and showed her confident look. She continued. The young master before failed after opening the betting house. He was like a moth attracted to fire, and was looking for his own doom. His punishment was only by being expelled from the clan. This can be considered merciful from our Shang clan. Why? In the study, only Shang Xinxi's gentle voice continued to sound out. Like Big Brother Chaofeng said, our Shang clan's battle stage is of the highest importance, and has been extremely guarded by the higher-ups. Opening a betting house for battle stage to earn huge money will likely give rise to people who will manipulate the battle stage result from behind the scenes. This will greatly wreck the Shang clan's external elder policy. It looks like one can make enormous profits from the betting house, but to the Shang clan's battle stage, it is a very large vermin. Sacrificing Shang clan's benefits to fill oneself, such actions definitely need to be eliminated, and only then can it let the battle stage continue to mature. Shang Chaofeng continuously nodded his head. Shang Xinxi's words were incisive and had a type of aura that made people want to have faith in it. But the information business I want to do has a completely different nature from the betting house. I know Shang clan's biggest information organization, Feng Yuan Manor, has always been investigating into the demonic Gu masters at the battle stage. They must investigate properly to know whether these demonic Gu masters harbor evil intentions. However, these investigations are done in secret and never openly. Why? This is because most of the demonic Gu masters are filled with distrust, doubts, and even are overly suspicious. They live in danger all year round in a situation where their life hangs on a thread, so the mental pressure on them is so great that they cannot even relax a bit. And if they were investigated after coming to Shang Clan City, they would definitely react badly and be filled with hatred. If Shang Clan wants to absorb even more and even better talents, they naturally can investigate openly. However, not investigating is even more impossible, and the clan cannot be at ease. In this situation, I am going to do information gathering business. I am going to investigate every Gu master's general strength, Gu worms and battle achievements, and sell this information. At the same time, I will be requesting experts and authority to forecast the results of important matches and make a ranking. This will be very important information to the Gu masters participating in the battle stage. Many Gu masters wish to obtain an external elder's position, and they hope for more fame, and also wish to see their names on the rankings. These information will naturally not touch upon secret matters, and will only be a summary and comparison of the strength showed by the Gu masters. To demonic Gu masters on the battle stage, this will be a great help. At the same time, this will allow the Shang clan to strengthen their grasp more on the battle stage. I think my Lord Father will definitely be happy about this, Why would he suppress such a thing? Xianxia finished explaining her reason and looked at Shang Chaofeng with a smile. At this moment, her eyes were burning bright with wisdom and confidence, displaying unlimited elegance. Bai Ningbing's brows had also smoothed out. This is it. Fang Yuan inwardly smiled. Shang Chaofeng slightly opened his mouth, looking at Xianxia with a stupefied expression. After several seconds, he came back to his senses and could not help applauding and praising her. Good point. Your analysis is brilliant. Sister Xianxia, you have a truly unique vision, a pure heart and spirit. I can't help but admire you. I will definitely help you with all my strength for this business. You lack manpower now. I can give you people from my side. You can have as many as you want. Xianxia shook her head. Thank you, big brother Chaofeng, but I have already made my choice regarding the manpower. Shang Chaofeng looked like he wanted to help Xianxia on the surface by sending people. But actually, he wanted to place his own people to control this information-gathering business and also strengthen his control over Xianxia. However, Xianxia immediately saw through it and tactfully refused. Not all help comes with good intentions. However, Shang Chaofeng was not willing to let it go. The information-gathering business he was avoiding so much earlier had become a rich treasure right now. He continued to persuade. Sister Xianxia, I know you have been trying to recruit Zhou Quan recently, but this person is very proud and contemptuous. Shang Chunu had personally tried to recruit him before, but was refused and was even reprimanded with the words, "An experienced junior dares to recruit me, a 100-year-old man." Zhou Quan was now already over 100 years old, and would not willingly submit to someone, especially a junior. Shang Chaofeng was not optimistic about Xianxia recruiting Zhou Quan. Zhou Quan had the ability and was also recognized for it, but he was too arrogant. Let's take a step back and say that you managed to recruit Zhou Quan. What can one man do? You still don't have middle and lower level subordinates. These people also must have some ability. Most importantly, they should be loyal to you. Establishing such force requires time, a long time. With subordinates that you don't feel at ease, even if you do this information-gathering business, it might very well be destroyed by Shang Yifan, and he can even steal your gains. Shang Chaofeng might have his own intentions, but his words were very reasonable. Xianxia's beautiful brows could not help but furrow when she heard it. Regarding this, young Master Chaofeng does not need to worry. I already have a plan. At this time, Fang Yuan suddenly spoke. Chapter 328. Eating will be eating. Is that so? Shang Chaofeng replied curtly. Fang Yuan had personally rejected his proposal for Xianxia. He could not force them. Fang Yuan had defeated Zhu Kaibei, had rank 3 peak stage cultivation, but his actual fighting strength was rank 4. At the same time, he had the purple thorn token and was an esteemed guest in Shang clan. Because of all these, Shang Chaofeng had already been showing goodwill towards Fang and Bai. But he was scoffing in his heart. Trying to establish a force. It needs time. How can they succeed instantly? Never mind, I let you guys learn from mistakes. When you fail, I will come out and help you. I would be able to earn more then. Shang Chaofeng contemplated, but he still smiled warmly. The two discussed for a while more, before Shang Chaofeng sent Xianxia and the others personally to the exit. To outsiders, this was an obvious political signal. After saying bye to Shang Chaofeng, Shang, Fang, and Bai walked onto the streets. Today was the auspicious festival. Most of the shops were closed, and 2 rows small temporary stalls were on the 2 sides of the road. Come, 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 sour and sweet candied fruits. Let me tell you, this old jade was passed down by my ancestors. Selling rice, a bag of 5 fragrance oil rice for half a primeval stone. The small stalls were situated one after another, selling all sorts of things. The 2 rows spread out as far as the eye could see, as people squeezed about as they tried to buy things, while others watched in a circle. Some were bargaining, and some were looking around. The auspicious festival was held once a year, be it Fang Yuan, Bai Ningbing, or Xianxia. They were not foreign to it. Counting the days, we have already been in Shangclan City for nearly 3 years, Xianxia suddenly said in an emotional tone. Too many things had happened in the last few years. She sighed, continuing. If it was before, I would never have guessed I would be Shang clan leader's daughter. Next, Xianxia looked at Fang Yuan, smiling slightly, showing her pure white teeth. If it was not for Brother Hai Tu, I would not have made it this far. Towards Fang and Bai, Xianxia always felt extremely grateful to them. Bai Ningbing looked speechlessly, the corner of her eyes twitching. Indeed, I did not think your father would be the famous Shang Yanfei. But it was fate that I saved you. People come and go. That is natural in this world. Fang Yuan looked ahead as he answered. Xianxia's expression changed. She understood what he meant. Brother Hai Tu, you are going to leave Shang Clan City? That's right. Soon, I will have to leave Shang Clan City with Bai Ningbing, heading towards Sancha Mountain, Fang Yuan said. Xianxia gritted her teeth. She wanted to tell him to stay, but she did not say it in the end. She had spent a lot of time with Fang Yuan. Although they never talked about it, she could feel the ambitions in his heart. This man's ambition was too great. A place like Shang Clan City could not hold him. But there is no need to worry. Before I leave, I will make you a young master, and make sure you sit there securely. Fang Yuan laughed. Let's go. I'll bring you to recruit some subordinates. Today, let's complete the foundation for your future force. What, Brother Hai Tu? You have ideal candidates already? Xianxia asked in surprise. Organizing a force takes a very long time. It takes years of nurturing to obtain loyal subordinates. Fang Yuan's tone made Xianxia feel that loyal and capable subordinates were like cabbage, easily found in the market. On what basis was he so confident and assured? Not just Xianxia, even Bai Ningbing was curious. Just follow me. Fang Yuan walked ahead, leading the way. After many twists and turns, they finally arrived at a small alley. In the middle of a lantern shop and silk shop, there was a small stall. Fang Yuan walked towards the front of this stall. Behind the stall, there was a young man lying down. This young man wore tattered clothes as he leaned on the wall, his eyes half closed, in a dazed expression as his complexion was poor. He looked like he was drunk and had completely given up on life. Is this young man the person Brother Hai Tu is looking for? Xianxia analyzed. Bai Ningbing used her sharp instincts to assess this man. Although he was a Gu master, he only had rank 1 middle stage cultivation. From his appearance, he was not young already, but only had this cultivation. It was pathetic. Hi brother, what do you want to buy? Oh, Lord Fang Zheng. The young man sensed people and opened his eyes, but halfway through his words, he showed shock and fluster. Fang Yuan was now a famous person in Shangclan City. Without concealing his appearance, many people could recognize him. Lord Bai Ningbing. Immediately after, he recognized Bai Ningbing, and he stammered. Although he did not know Xianxia from her Gu master aura and her beautiful appearance, he felt dazed. This is 10 primeval stones. I am buying everything here. You can leave now. Fang Yuan tossed a bag of primeval stones. The young man's face showed joy and exhilaration. But next, he was slightly hesitant. The stuff he was selling here were the things his grandfather left behind. From his appraisal, all these were scrap and trash. There was nothing valuable. But why? Why did Lord Fang Zheng want to buy them? Was there really a treasure among them? If there were treasures, would it not be a loss if he sold them? Just when he was still pondering, Fang Yuan already tossed the primeval stones to him. What are you thinking about? You didn't listen to what I said? Imph, it is your honor that I wanted to buy these. You can scram now. If you don't, you will not have the chance to leave this place. Fang Yuan threatened. The young man was scared until he trembled. He stammered as he shivered. Lord Fang Zheng, you cannot do this. In business, we emphasize on willingness. You cannot forcefully buy them like this. You are someone with great reputation. And this is Shangclan City. Smack. Fang Yuan gave him a tight slap, and this young man fell on the ground. Scram, Fang Yuan declared, using an icy gaze to look at this young man, speaking emotionlessly. The young man held his face as he trembled under the great fear. He raised his head to look at Fang Yuan, but immediately looked away when he made contact with the abyss-like pupils. He fumbled his way out of the alley silently immediately after. Brother Hai too. Xianxia looked at his background, her conscience unable to stand it. Bai Ningbing was expressionless, completely unmoved. Xin, I am a demonic Gu master. I have my ways of doing things. I emphasize on straightforwardness. Fang Yuan explained casually in a righteous tone. The surrounding stall owners looked towards him. He gave a sweeping glance, and everyone looked away, afraid to make eye contact. If it was Fang Yuan in the past, he would have to control himself and use coaxing, lying methods to buy the item in the stall peacefully. But now, his strength had surged, and his status was much higher. Thus he can use the most direct method. It saves energy and time. Why not do this? People from the righteous path loved their reputation and liked showing off their kindness, often doing good deeds for the weak. But Fang Yuan was not righteous. He was from the demonic path. Since ancient times, big fish eat small fish eat shrimps. This was the law of the jungle, the survival of the fittest. Demonic cultivators were used to tearing apart flesh and blood, devouring them whole. Righteous cultivators, however, will shed crocodile tears while they ate, claiming that they had no choice. Many stupid people will fall for their deception. Or maybe they were lying to themselves, unwilling to accept the cruel reality. The truth is, eating will be eating. Usurper eats the usurped, invader eats the invaded, the strong eats the weak, the suppressor eats the suppressed, the higher-ups eat the lower levels. All living beings eat, if not, they would not survive. It is just that they have different eating habits. Fang Yuan chased that stall owner away and lowered his body, picking a token from among the items in the stall. This token was made of black steel, ugly and dirty, with half a piece remaining. There were words carved on it, but after so long, and without the other half of its body, the words could not be discerned. But Fang Yuan knew this word was fat. 300 years ago, a demonic Gu master was heavily injured and fell into the water, eventually saved by a young lady who was at the river. The young girl was very kind. After saving the demonic Gu master, she placed him in the shed and gave him food to eat daily. After the demonic Gu master recovered, to thank her kindness, he made a black steel token, carving a fan word. He split the token into two, giving half to the girl while keeping the other half himself. Before the demonic Gu master left, he instructed the girl. In future, if you have any difficulties, you can go the Danhuo Mountains Guiku Cave and find me for help. Even after you pass away, this promise will still be effective to the future owner of the half token. The young girl engraved his words into her heart, but after less than 50 years, there was a huge battle on Danhuo Mountain, and the volcano erupted, destroying Guiku Cave. That demonic Gu master was captured by T-Clan and thrown into the demon suppression tower. This half-token lost its use after that. It was passed around by the young girl's descendants. Because it involved the demonic path, when the young girl died of old age, she did not reveal the secret to her children, bringing this information to her grave. The young girl's descendants were chased away by the clan, and eventually settled down in Shangclan City as the lineage declined. Descendants were untalented and unfilial. After several generations, only this young man remained. This young man was spoiled from young, having a young master temper, and loved to gamble, drink, and visit prostitutes. After his parents died, he would rely on selling his family assets from time to survive. But one time, during the auspicious market festival, his life changed. Three brothers who were demonic Gu masters came here to shop and accidentally found the half token displayed in the stall. Chapter 329. Three Brothers of Xiong Clan. The three instantly became overjoyed, taking out the other half of the token and formed the whole token on the spot. So it turns out, the demonic Gu master back then had his descendants too. Before he was arrested by T-Clan, he instructed his descendants to remember this incident and, if possible in the future, repay that kindness. The three brothers were descendants of this demonic Gu master. After seeing this token, they immediately explained the matter to this young stall owner, asking him if he needed any help. They would do their best to assist him. This young man was very crafty. He immediately replied. He lacked 3 subordinates, and there was nobody around to help him. The three brothers glanced at each other before kneeling down together, promising that they would serve the young man for 20 years. They would listen to all of his orders for 20 years, but after that, they would be free. These three brothers were famous in the battle stage. They each had rank 3 cultivation, and were most skilled in multi-battles. The young man relied on the strength of the three brothers, living the next 20 years in luxury. During the period, he asked the three brothers to get food, water, primeval stones for him, and they acceded to all of his requests. But after 20 years, the three brothers repaid the favor and left. He had long forgotten how to work, and was too ashamed to beg. In fact, he did not even restrain himself, continuing to live like a king. Less than half a month later, he died. Of course, all these happened in Fang Yuan's previous life. At the moment, the three demonic Gu masters have not found the half token yet, and this token was already in Fang Yuan's hands. As for that young man, who cares if he dies? According to his memories, this half token would only be discovered by the three demonic Gu master brothers next year. But now that Fang Yuan held the half token, he brought Bai Ningbing and Xianxia to find them directly. The three brothers also opened a stall before their home, enjoying the festive mood, and were having fun. Ah, it is Lord Fang Zheng and Lord Bai Ningbing. Seeing Fang and Bai, the three quickly got up. They had all been thrashed by Fang Yuan or Bai Ningbing before in the battle stage. In this world, strength was everything, even more so for demonic Gu masters. Bai Ningbing had rank 4 cultivation, while Fang Yuan defeated Zhu Kai Bei. There was no demonic Gu master who did not respect the two. I am here today to find the three of you. Fang Yuan observed the three brothers emotionlessly. These three brothers all had the surname Xiong. The eldest was called Xiong Tu, shortest among the three, humble and honest. He was an Earth Path rank 3 upper stage Gu master. Second was Xiong Huo, wearing a sleeveless shirt and shorts. His body was bright red. He was a Fire Path rank 3 middle stage Gu master. The youngest was Xiong Feng, wearing a bamboo hat, having sharp tiny eyes, and enjoys squinting when he looks at people. He was a Wind Path rank 3 initial stage Gu master. Hearing Fang Yuan's words, the three brothers became uneasy. Xiong Tu quickly cupped his fist, greeting Fang Yuan. Lord Fang Zhong, may I know what is the issue? If my brothers had offended you unknowingly, I apologize to you here. Fang Yuan frowned slightly. I'm sure you've heard. I had given up on the battle stage to assist Xianxia in becoming a young master. We are lacking manpower over here. I want all three of you to join us. The three Zhong clan brothers frowned. They came to Shang clan city and entered the battle stage for only one reason, to become Shang clan's external elder. But now that Fang Yuan wanted them to assist Xianxia, it was very different from their goals. Xianxia was just an inexperienced girl, and only had rank 1 cultivation with poor aptitude. The three of them all had B-grade aptitude, and their combination strike could temporarily match a rank 4 Gu master. Asking them to go under Xianxia and be her subordinate, the three brothers were unwilling. If others said this, the three brothers would have attacked already, beating the guy to a pulp. But it was Fang Yuan who said it, causing the three to be in a difficult position. Fang Yuan had defeated Zhu Kai Bei in a battle. They had watched it personally. Even if they joined forces, they could not defeat Fang Yuan. Fang Zheng is here with ill intention. He is obviously trying to forcefully subdue us. Sigh, what bad luck to have been targeted by Fang Zheng. All three of us cannot defeat him, and he even has Bai Ningbing beside him. Moreover, the purple thorn token. The three brothers looked at each other, knowing each other's emotions. The three of them were unwilling, but circumstances forced their hand. They could only choose to give in. But Fang Yuan suddenly said, I do not wish to force you. Come if you are willing to, if not, I will not force you. The three brothers glanced at each other, unsure if Fang Yuan was speaking the truth, or just trying to act graceful. But Xiong Feng, who was the youngest, was the most daring, as he said carefully, Lord Fang Zheng, to speak the truth, we are used to freedom. We do not want to be involved in Shang clan's young master competition. Thus. The other two smiled meekly as they bowed towards Fang Yuan and Bai Ningbing apologetically. Oh? Fang Yuan's brows raised as a cold light shot out of his eyes. The three of you are really daring. You dare to reject my invitation? The three brothers' heart thumped. Xiong Tu quickly cupped his fists, explaining in a hurry. That is not the case. That is not the case. Lord Fang Zheng, please do not misunderstand. It is our honor to have received your invitation. My brother was too nervous. He did not know what he was saying. Actually, what he wanted to say was, we would be glad to go under Lady Shang Xinxi's wing. Yes, that was what I meant. Xiong Feng continued. Hey, in that case, I am assured. The three of you are so eager, Xinxi, accept them. Fang Yuan turned around, saying to Shang Xinxi. Beside him, Bai Ningbing frowned. Forcing them to join like this, he would not get their loyalty. Such a distant subordinate. What use would it be? Shang Xinxi had the same worry, but she still chose to believe Fang Yuan. She took a step forward, saying to the three brothers, from now on, please work hard. Yes. The three brothers of Xiong clan pays respect to Lady Xinxi. The three cupped their fists and bowed, replying listlessly. Ha ha! Fang Yuan raised his head and laughed. The three brothers thought, this Fang Zheng is too despicable, leading the life of a whore but still expecting a monument praising chastity one, speaking in a righteous manner, but acting like a despicable crook. That's right. I forgot something. Take a good look. Fang Yuan stopped laughing and took out a half token, tossing it to Xiong Tu. Xiong Tu caught it subconsciously. What is this? The other two brothers glanced curiously, but immediately, the three brothers were stunned. This is? The calm and stable Xiong Tu cried out. Xiong Huo grabbed the token, inspecting it closely. Xiong Feng also understood what happened, as he urged his brother Xiong Tu. Brother, quickly take out our token. Under Bai Ningbing and Shang Xinxi's weird gaze, Xiong Tu took out the other half of the token. The two half tokens perfectly fit into one, and an illusionary fire started to burn on the token. This is real. Xiong clan's three brothers stared with wide-opened eyes. Xiong Tu held the token with shivering arms. What is going on? Bai Ningbing and Shang Xinxi had no clue what was happening. The three brothers of Xiong clan, did you really think I came here without a reason? Why are you hesitating? Fang Yuan spoke at an appropriate moment. His words woke them up. Grandfather once said, no matter who the token's owner was, even if it was an enemy, we have to repay the kindness from back then. That's right. Although grandfather is trapped, we cannot ruin his reputation. From now on, Lady Shang Xinxi is our new master. But only for 20 years. 20 years is sufficient to repay the debt. The three brothers discussed among themselves quickly. Next, all three of them kneeled on one knee in front of Shang Xinxi, cupping their fists. Xiong Tu, Xiong Hu, Xiong Feng, the three brothers greets Lady Xinxi. They shouted loudly, with a different tone from before, filled with drive and excitement. Brother Hai Tu, what is happening? Shang Xinxi found out that they were sincerely joining her, and felt extremely curious. Fang Yuan snickered. It is a long story. We will talk about it next time. Now, let's go recruit some more members. The gang of 6 arrived at the slave market. In the world, there was slave trade. Any strong or affluent first-class clan or super clan would engage in slave business. Shang clan's slave trade was handled by the head of the 5 clan elders, Shang Buli personally. Slave trade was too profitable. The higher-ups were not confident of letting an external elder handle it. In history, only Shang clansmen were in charge of it. Fang Yuan had planned early on and investigated clearly. He walked ahead, leading the way, quickly arriving at a cage. Within the cage, there were many people. Lady Xianxia, Lord Fang Zhong, Lord Bai Ningbing. Are you here to purchase slaves? If that is the case, I do not advise you to buy the people inside this cage. A Gu master in charge of handling business quickly came over. Oh, what is that so? Shang Xianxia asked. Lady Xianxia does not know. These people are from Wei clan. Wei clan had a political uprising some time ago, and Wei clan leader was overthrown by his younger brother. The people inside this cage are from the previous clan leader's faction. They are being sold now by the current Wei clan leader, the Gu master answered. Xianxia immediately understood why he advised them not to buy these slaves. Wei clan was a first-class clan. Although it was smaller than Shang clan, it was still a famous clan in the southern border. Wei clan's political turbulence was said to be supported by Shang Yanfei. The current Wei clan leader even sent the clansmen to Shang clan as hostage. Many Wei clan elders also secretly transferred their assets to Shang clan. Wei clan could be said to be Shang clan's puppet already. For Shang Xianxia, who was competing to become Shang clan young master, these people were trouble. But Fang Yuan quickly said, "We are buying these people." Chapter 330. Wei Dexin. This, Lord Fang Zheng, are you certain on buying them? The Gu master in charge hesitated. Why, are you doubting my decision? Fang Yuan gave him a plain glance. This Gu master laughed. He was a Shang clansman. He was not afraid of Fang Yuan like the Zhong clan brothers. I wouldn't dare. I wouldn't dare. He cupped his fists, turning to Shang Xianxia. If I am not wrong, Lord Fang is buying these slaves to act as subordinates for Lady Xianxia. But they are really bad news for those competing for the young master position. Lady Xianxia, you are so intelligent. What do you think? Shang Xianxia's eyes were focused on Fang Yuan. She smiled and replied, Brother Hai Tu's decision is my decision. Just do as he says. Is that so? The Gu master in charge was stunned before smiling. Since Lady Xianxia says so, I will do so accordingly. To speak the truth, I am your supporter, Lady Xianxia. You are speaking too much. Fang Yuan gave the Gu master a cold stare, interrupting him coldly. He. The Gu master laughed. Then I shall settle the procedures for you. But there are too many people. There will be a lot of procedures to go through. You need to wait a day. A day later, bah! Fang Yuan raised his leg and kicked. That Gu master did not expect Fang Yuan to strike, and was caught off guard and hit on the stomach. Flying over 30 steps away, he knocked onto a bystander and landed on the ground, falling unconscious after vomiting blood. Who dares to fight in Shang Clan City? Are you tired of living? Quickly surrender yourself. Such commotion immediately attracted attention. The slave market was heavily guarded in the first place. Quickly, 3 groups of Gu masters came and surrounded them. It was me. Fang Yuan had no fear, standing up. It's Fang Zheng. The riled-up group saw Fang Yuan and immediately lost their vigor. Fang Yuan had rank 4 battle strength. They were only rank 2, and their leader, who had the highest cultivation, was rank 3 initial stage. They could not even be side dishes for Fang Yuan. Fang Yuan stood on the spot and took out his purple thorn token. The Shang clan Gu masters saw the token, and their aura diminished once more. The leader's fierce and terrifying face quickly changed as he smiled and politely said to Fang Yuan, Lord Fang Zheng. We all know you are Shang Clan's esteemed guest. But even a guest cannot resort to force in Shang Clan. You even injured our clansmen. According to the rules. According to the rules, I will be fined 49 primeval stones, Fang Yuan immediately said. The leader was shocked, not expecting Fang Yuan to be so well versed with Shang Clan's rules. Fang Yuan tossed out a bag of primeval stones, waving his hand. There are 50 primeval stones inside. Keep the change. The leader received the primeval stones, feeling like a beggar. He had a shocked and dazed expression as he left with the others. If Fang Yuan did not have strength, even with the purple thorn token, he would not have gotten out of it so easily. But now that he was strong, even in Shang Clan City, if he beat up a Shang clansman, as long as it was not someone important, there would be no consequences. The Gu master in charge was beaten unconscious by Fang Yuan. The slave market quickly sent out another Gu master to attend to them. We are buying everyone in this cage. Fang Yuan pointed at the cage and said. Inside the cage, the people looked at Fang Yuan. Most of them had a dazed or numb expression, but a few stared at him in rage. Fang Yuan's casual attitude of purchasing made them feel extremely humiliated. Yes, yes, yes. The new Gu master wiped his sweat as he attended to Fang Yuan politely. In less than 15 minutes, all the procedures were done. This is the rank 3 poison scorpion Gu. Please keep it well, Lord Fang Zheng. Lastly, the Gu master handed Fang Yuan a Gu worm. This poison scorpion Gu had a white body, like a flawless porcelain, and was the size of 2 fingers. This was a rank 3 Gu, with only one ability, defecating. The scorpion faces it produced was black as bean. It was a rank 2 Gu. The saying goes, scorpion faces are one in the world. This scorpion faces Gu. Each one had a unique poison. Once used on someone, they needed the corresponding poison scorpion Gu to detoxify them once every 7 days. This was the most common method to control slaves. Although there is also the slavery Gu, with better effect, but it was rank 5. It was expensive and rare. It could not be commonly used. Poison scorpion Gu. Although Xianxia could not activate it and could not make it defecate, she could make it sting someone without using any primeval essence. Fang Yuan planned to first refine this poison scorpion Gu before passing it to Xianxia and letting her refine it. It was too difficult to let her do it herself. What did you say? Someone bought those Wei clan slaves? What did I instruct you? I told you to pay attention to them. Wait a few days for me to settle it out with Shang Chu and buy them after the situation calms down. In the study room, Shang Pu Lao had an ugly expression as he scolded the Gu master in charge. The Gu master in charge was lying on a bed with a pale expression. After being kicked by Fang Yuan, he had just woken up when Shang Pu Lao came to question him. Young Master Pu Lao, I tried my best already. I wanted to sow discord among them, but that Xianxia listened to Fang Zheng like a lamb. I tried stalling, but before I finished my words, Fang Yuan sent me flying and knocked me unconscious. The Gu master in charge listlessly explained as he laid in bed. Sigh. These Wei clansmen were once authoritative figures, controlling Wei clan's operation. They have high cultivation and experience in management. If I can get them, I can create half a Wei clan myself. Among them, Wei clan's first lady Wei Dejin is most skilled at nurturing guards. Wei clan leaders' guard troops had once been famous, successfully blocking many assassination attempts, even blocking the attack of 5 rank 3 Gu masters at once. If not for that internal crisis, how could they fall apart so easily? Shang Pu Lao heaved a long sigh. I am asking you now, can the situation be salvaged? He stared sharply at the Gu master in charge. The Gu master shook his head, explaining in a crying tone. They were all brought away already. The entire procedure was proper, and there were no problems at all. Young master, I have failed you. Never mind, have a good rest. Shang Pu Lao heard this and lost his interest altogether, giving a word of consolation before taking his head. Morning of the next day. In Nanchu Gardens residential square, Over 30 members of Wei clan stood. Fang Yuan and Xianxia came together. Earlier, Fang Yuan had helped Xianxia to refine the poison scorpion Gu. A rank 3 Gu was still too strong for her. Thus, Fang Yuan chose some other Gu worms to assist her in controlling the poison scorpion Gu. From today onwards, Xianxia is your new master. Why are you not greeting her? Fang Yuan handed the poison scorpion Gu to her in front of them. Wei clansmen slowly kneeled on the floor, paying respects to Xianxia. Their voices were listless, filled with helplessness and numbness. They were all behaving like puppets. They were banished from the clan. All these authoritative figures who lived a good life had become slaves. Their dejected and low-spirited behavior was completely natural. Looking at these people, how could anyone feel assured using them? Xianxia felt pity for them, but also worry for herself. Wei Dexin, come out. I want to have a private talk with you. Fang Yuan stretched out his arm, pointing at one of the women. They suddenly became energetic, as many of their dazed expressions became fierce and strong. What do you want? Many people moved their bodies, shielding Wei Dexin. I am warning you, do not lay a finger on her. One of them pointed his finger at Fang Yuan, showing great alertness. Smack! Fang Yuan's expression turned dark, as he took a few steps forward and gave a slap. The person who pointed at him was sent flying by an overwhelming force. His mouth was full of blood as his broken teeth fell on the ground. It seems you are not clear of reality yet. Although I spent a lot of money to buy all of you, I am not against killing some of you for fun. So what if I want to do anything to your clan leader's wife? What can you do to stop me? Fang Yuan had a cruel expression, and his voice was like cold as ice. You. Wei clan's gang were outraged. Some youngsters clenched their fists. But they did not dare to speak out again. All of you stand down. Wei Dexin made them stand aside as she walked out. Although her face was filthy, it could not hide her beautiful peach-like appearance. She bowed to Fang Yuan. What does Lord Fang Zheng need from this lowly servant? Fang Yuan snorted coldly, using a fierce gaze to inspect her body. Lady Wei, you speak too much. Just follow me and obey what I say. Saying so, he turned around. As meat on the chopping block, Wei Dexin was helpless too. She gritted her teeth and followed Fang Yuan to the lake pavilion. A cool breeze blew, causing ripples on the surface of the lake. Carp swam in the lake, and lotus leaves filled the surface of the water, with red and white flower buds within the leaves. Such beautiful scenery caused Wei Dexin to relax slightly. But Fang Yuan's next sentence made her nervous. He said, Lady Wei, I am very interested in you. Wei Dexin quickly kneeled on the ground. This servant is lowly. It is my great honor that my appearance had attracted Lord Fang Zheng's attention. But I do not dare to offer my soiled body to Lord's grand and masculine body. Ha ha ha. Fang Yuan laughed heartily. Wei Dexin, don't be mistaken. I am very interested in your talent. Your body and appearance is just a pair of skeleton in my eyes. Next, I want you to nurture a group of loyal female guards for Xianxia. At the same time, you have to motivate your Wei clansmen properly, tell them to work hard and have a positive attitude. Hearing Fang Yuan say so, Wei Dexin breathed a sigh of relief, as she promised. Yes, this servant will follow Lord's orders. Fang Yuan laughed deeply again, saying with deep meaning, Lady Wei, I know you are pregnant, and I know your intentions. You want to preserve your husband's only bloodline, and at the same time contact your younger brother Wei Shenjing to exact revenge for you, am I right? As he said so, Wei Dexin's face went pale as her delicate body shuddered. Chapter 331. Advancement to Rank 4. Wei Dexin knew she was pregnant from her own recent bodily reactions. The new life in her womb gave her great hope. This was her greatest secret, and she had never expected that just a few days later, an outsider would expose it directly. How could this not shock her? How could she not panic? In Fang Yuan's previous life, it was Wei Dexin who helped Shang Pu Lao to win against Shang Chu Nu and become the most popular candidate for young clan leader's position at one time. However, in the great battle between righteous and demonic, Wei Dexin and Wei Shenjing secretly contacted each other and helped Wu clan to scheme against Shang clan, eradicating Wei clan in one fell swoop and taking revenge for the murder of her husband. After this was revealed, Wei Dexin gained fame for being the first person to make Shang Yanfei suffer a loss. Shang Pu Lao was thus implicated and banished from the clan, having a miserable end. One could say both his success and defeat were due to Wei Dexin. Wei Dexin's talent was outstanding and had now fallen into Fang Yuan's hand. Controlling her and making her work for Shang Xinxi was not a difficult thing for Fang Yuan. Wei Dexin, you don't need to be afraid. As long as you do your best to help Shang Xinxi, I won't do anything to you. I might even help you raise the child in your womb properly. Also, I advise you to not go searching for your younger brother Wei Shenjing for some time. He has already been recruited by Wu clan now and is being monitored all the time. If you don't believe me, you are welcome to find out for yourself. Fang Yuan stroked his fingers. He was sitting on the stone chair with his back straight, and his tone gave a feeling that everything was in the palm of his hand. Wei Dexin was completely dominated by his attitude. The expression on her face as she kneeled on the ground changed. She opened her mouth several times as if to say something, but finally chose to keep quiet. In the end, she deeply bowed her head towards Fang Yuan. Her forehead touched the ground, and she spoke in a respectful tone. However, she had just opened her mouth when she was interrupted by Fang Yuan. No need to say anything else. There is no point. You and your clansman's performance will be the best answer. You can leave now. Fang Yuan waved his hand. Wei Dexin could only leave. Fang Yuan sat inside the pavilion without getting up for some time. He watched Wei Dexin's figure as it gradually vanished within the rows of green trees. He knew that after this talk, she would assist Shang Xinxi with all her strength. After all, in his previous life, Shang Pu Lao also took advantage of the child in her womb to entice her into fully helping him. Cold wind blew. Fang Yuan gazed at the lake surface. The shimmering lake was reflected in his abyss-like dark eyes. He was silent. Now Shang Xinxi has the Wei clansmen to act as her middle and lower foundation. With Wei Dexin, she can organize female guards and form a powerful and stable armed force. There are also the 3 Zhang brothers who will be her generals. And she has her personal servant Xiao Dai and Xiao Lan as trustworthy assistants. With this, the general framework of her force has been constructed. It is enough to deal with this young master competition. But if we can recruit Zhou Quan and make him the steward, this young master's position will definitely be in the bag. Wei Dexin, Xiong clan's 3 brothers, Xiao Dai, Xiao Lan, are all generals, while Zhou Quan will be the commander. Fang Yuan was very clear that with the help of Zhou Quan, who had plentiful experience and outstanding talent, Shang Xinxi would definitely win the young master's position, and it would even be more stable. Even if Shang Xinxi did not work hard, with Zhou Quan's help, her forces would become firmer and slowly increase to an enormous size. Only Zhou Quan could keep these subordinates of Shang Xinxi under check. Right now, Shang Xinxi could not awe these talents. After all, she was still too young. Her aptitude was not high, and her cultivation was not enough. In the Gu Master world, rules are cruel and real. The first thing one looks at is strength. The rest are supplementary. However, subduing Zhou Quan will not be so easy, especially now that the rumors of Shang Xinxi's failure in recruiting Zhou Quan over a dozen times had spread and were given a vivid description. Fang Yuan knew someone was secretly doing this to cause trouble and strike at Shang Xinxi's reputation. But although Fang Yuan knew it, he did not stop it. The timing was still not ripe yet, and he already had a plan. Several days later, at night, in a secret room of Nanchu Garden. Swish, swish, swish. Waves surged in the aperture, and thousands of white-silver snowflakes swirled up. Under Fang Yuan's will, the peak stage rank 3 primeval essence rushed at the aperture walls. like the prancing of 10,000 beasts or the movement of the galaxy. The 90% primeval sea swept through everything with a force majestic and boundless, far above middle and lower grade aptitudes. Primeval essence continuously cleansed the aperture walls. The cleansing slowly and quietly caused a hidden change in Fang Yuan's aperture walls. When this change accumulates to a certain degree, it would cause a qualitative transformation and cause his cultivation to break through rapidly to another realm. This realm was rank 4. Fang Yuan used Relic Gu to advance to rank 3 peak stage. And then with the help of Binding Bing and Bone Flesh Unity Gu, his cultivation had been making rapid progress. Every day, he made such progress that it was beyond normal people's imagination. Rank 4, I am only a step away. This sensation was becoming more and more intense in Fang Yuan's heart. However, the surface of the primeval sea continued to decrease. Snow-silver primeval essence violently attacked the borders of rank 4 realm, consuming huge amounts of primeval essence. 90% primeval sea was of no help, and the aperture walls were already cleansed to sparkling pure. But there was no change. Although rank 4 was only a step away, this step was like a deep gully which was very difficult to cross. No one knew how many Gu masters were stumped at the border between rank 3 and rank 4, and how many grand ambitions were stifled. As Fang Yuan looked at the empty aperture, right at that instant, a stream of yellow gold waterfall fell down from the aperture. This came from outside world. It was reinforcements by Binding Bing through Bone Flesh Unity Gu. Although it was only rank 4 initial stage-like gold primeval essence, but the moment it appeared, Fang Yuan's aperture trembled. Under Fang Yuan's will, the waterfall-like primeval essence turned into a tidal wave and charged towards the aperture walls, following the steps of the snow-silver primeval essence. All the accumulation before this burst out at this moment. Crack. Following a soft sound, tiny cracks started to appear on the aperture walls. Dazzling white light burst out of the cracks. The cracks continued to enlarge, and the crystal walls started to collapse like the collapse of an iceberg. Pieces started falling towards the bottom of the primeval sea and turned into nothingness. 2 whole hours later, under Binding Bing's unceasing support of primeval essence, this transformation ended. The crystal walls were no more to be seen, replaced by a layer of thin light membrane. However, this white light was even more dazzling and shone upon the whole aperture. A drop of light gold primeval essence floated up from the bottom of the sea. Yellow gold primeval essence. Fang Yuan advanced into rank 4 realm. I have finally reached rank 4. With just 2 to 3 years in Shangclan City, I made such huge progress. Fang Yuan slowly opened his eyes. Bright, sharp light flashed through them and drew a ray of lightning through the dark secret room. He was pleased with this result. To be able to advance to rank 4 using a short period of 2 to 3 years, he had to first give credit to Bone Flesh Unity Gu, Binding Bing, and then the favorable environment of Shangclan City. At the same time, the credit also went to his plentiful experience from his previous life and his own efforts. Advancing to rank 4 meant stepping into a whole new world. In the mortal world, rank 1 and 2 were only low levels. Rank 3 was middle level, while rank 4 and 5 were the high levels. Elders of many clans were all at rank 4 realm. If Guye Mountain still existed, Fang Yuan could now fight for the clan leader's position. Whether it were southern border, central continent, or other places, rank 4 cultivation was enough to let a Gu master roam everywhere. Gu masters with rank 4 cultivation were a force to reckon with. Many clans only had 1 or 2 rank 4 Gu masters. After reaching this stage, Fang Yuan could be said to have grown and exceeded most Gu masters. Since rebirth, my cultivation has now reached rank 4. Compared to my previous life, this speed is faster by countless times. By taking a step first and then moving step by step, I have accumulated my advantage continuously and reached today's accomplishment. All these were due to the help of my previous life's experience. All thanks to Spring Autumn Cicada, Fang Yuan was more and more aware of how formidable the rank 6 Gu Spring-Autumn Cicada was. It was because of Spring-Autumn Cicada that he could have another chance. However, although I have advanced to rank 4, Spring-Autumn Cicada's recovery speed is getting faster as well. The pressure it is exerting on the aperture is also becoming bigger. Rank 4 is a brand new starting point. I can use many more rank 4 Gu with the light gold primeval essence. Next, I need to refine charging Crash Gu. But before this, I still have something I need to do. 4th Inner City. This is the manor Zhou Quan is in charge of. Fang Yuan stood inside a courtyard with hands behind him and his tone indifferent. Instantly, he got the answer from a subordinate. Yes, Lord Fang Zhang. Right now, standing behind Fang Yuan were Bai Ningbing, Xiao Dai, Zhong brothers along with Wei Dexin and her people who had recovered some of their strength after refining some Gu just recently. It is this place. Missy and I came here so many times, but we were given cold shoulder every time. Xiao Dai added in angrily from the side. Lord, if you wish to see my master, please pass us your visiting letter. My master is currently taking an afternoon nap. The doorboy walked over and said with an arrogant. He recognized Xiao Dai and understood these were Shang Xinxi's people. Afternoon nap. Visiting letter. Hey. Fang Yuan laughed coldly before his expression immediately turned dark. He waved his hand. Go, smash the door. Hey. Everyone was stupefied for a while, as the 3 Zhong brothers took the lead and walked forward with large strides. What are you trying to do? The doorboy was feeling extreme panicked and could not help but shout. You puny thing dares to block our way, get lost. Zhong Huo gave an evil grin and kicked, sending the doorboy flying. Bang! Zhong Tu used his brute force to forcefully smash the large manor door. What are you doing? Some servants ran over at the commotion, but with one look at the group of fiendish Gu masters, they stood still in terror. Crash bang, crash bang. Slam, slam. Fang Yuan's group intruded Zhou Quan's manor and starting charging around violently, smashing everything they saw and beating people up. Zhong Feng even took liberties with some pretty-looking servants. The manor was in chaos. Some servants ran around panicking and in fear while some cried, screaming for help and forgiveness. Chapter 332, Zhou Quan's Shock. What do we do, master? The steward frantically ran toward Zhou Quan, asking for instructions. Zhou Quan was shocked awake earlier, seeing that Fang Yuan created a din in his house. He was livid. This Fang Zheng is completely lawless. He actually dared to use force in Shang Clan City. Wait, this aura, rank 4. Oh God, how old is he? He advanced to rank 4 already. Zhou Quan observed secretly, but suddenly his eyes opened wide as he was completely stunned. He was once a rank 4 Gu master, the leader of a clan. But he only reached rank 4 realm when he was near 50 years old. Fang Yuan's age was well known in the battle stage. He was only 20. What godly talent was this? Zhou Quan felt lamentation and jealousy, anger and helplessness. Fang Zheng also advanced to rank 4. He is a true rank 4 Gu master. He also has the purple thorn token, and has good relationships with Shang Xinxi and Shang Chaofeng. He is too stubborn. Previously he caused trouble in the slave market, but was only fined 49 primeval stones. He has a bright future ahead. He is likely to reach rank 5. According to the rumors, even Shang Yanfei thinks highly of him, and now the entire Shang clan is turning a blind eye to his actions. How can I compete with him? But, if I can afford to offend him, can I just hide? Thinking of this, Zhou Quan sighed, saying to his old steward, Quickly pack our things. We were going to hide in the shop. They are coming full force at us. We have to avoid them during this period. Yes, master. The old steward quickly went to pack up. A moment later, the gang flipped the manor upside down. The place, which was elegant and quiet, had become a war zone. Lord, we have searched. We did not find Zhou Quan. Zhong Tu reported. Mim, He must snuck out from the back door. He could have gone too far. He's probably hiding in the shop. But all these are within my expectations. I purposely left the back door intact. Fang Yuan chuckled. Zhou Quan thought Fang Yuan would respect Shang Clan and stop making trouble. But who was Fang Yuan? In his heart, even the supersized Shang Clan was just a slightly larger stepping stone for his ambitions. Have you prepared what I instructed you to do? Fang Yuan turned around, asking Wei Dexin. Wei Dexin quickly responded. It has been prepared. Very good. Fang Yuan waved his hand. Let's go. The gang left the manor, and immediately caused a commotion. Shang Clan City had always been very peaceful and safe. Fang Yuan barging into someone's home and messing it up had already attracted a lot of attention. Moreover, Fang Yuan instructed Wei Dexin to circulate news about this matter. Thus, it became an even more sensational story in the city. Numerous passers-by were attracted towards the scene. Go. Fang Yuan led the way, bringing his followers as he roamed the streets, purposely keeping a high profile. Along the way, the number of passers-by increased, crowding until the road was packed with people. Master, that Fang Zheng is here again, the old steward reported frightenedly. No need to worry, this shop is owned by Shang Clan. He wouldn't have the guts to barge in here. Zhou Quan stroked his beard, calming his steward. Before his words were finished, he heard a loud sound. Fang Yuan had sent the door of the shop flying with a kick in front of everyone, and took large steps into the shop. Stop there. A group of Shang Clan city guards walked out with a grim expression. Fang Yuan and gang were so noisy. The city guards were informed long ago. This is a Shang Clan shop. You cannot enter by force. This is violating Shang Clan city rules. The guard leader shouted as he sweated buckets. He was on duty today. If he did not speak out, Shang Clan City will pursue his irresponsibility later. But Fang Yuan ignored him completely, walking in without heeding a word. The others followed suit. Bai Ningbing stayed outside, looking coldly at the city guard leader, emitting her rank 4 aura. We are going in now, so what? Can you stop us? This rank 2 leader's heart was palpitating intensely. He gulped as he responded with a pale expression. Even if I cannot stop you, we have to try. This is Shang Clan City. That is our responsibility. You have to know, Lord Fang Zheng's actions had violated Shang Clan City's rules. Chapter 3 Article 25. We know, a fine right. Bai Ningbing raised her eyebrows as she tossed a bag of primeval stones to the leader. There are 500 primeval stones inside. Keep the change. We have to continue thrashing the place later. This is an advance payment. After saying that, Bai Ningbing entered the shop as well. The leader stood frozen on the spot. As he held that heavy bag of primeval stones, he was completely stunned by Bai Ningbing's aura. Too arrogant, way too arrogant. The passers-by were roaring. I've never seen anyone acting so lawlessly in Shang Clan City. Fang Zheng and Bai Ningbing are rank 4 Gu masters. They have the ability. They even have the purple thorn token backing then, who can imitate them. Even if I have the strength, I wouldn't dare to. They are simply too daring. Doing this in broad daylight, really. As some people discussed, more of the spectators were just dumbfounded. Some wanted to enter the shop to watch the show, but they were either blocked outside by Fang Yuan's men or chased away by the city guards. Leader, do we go in? A city guard asked softly. Go in for what? To let them throw primeval stones at us. The leader screamed. Wait for Lord Elder to come and settle this himself. Back to Fang Yuan, who was entering the shop. Fang Zheng, what are you trying to do? Barging into a Shang Clan shop by force. Do you still want to stay in Shang Clan City? Zhou Quan's face was grim as he tried to suppress Fang Yuan's dominance using the name of Shang Clan. Fang Yuan sneered, looking at Zhou Quan in disdain. Old man, weren't you taking a nap at home? Why are you hiding here? We are both smart people. Let's not beat about the bush. I am here for you. You have two choices now: submit to me, or die. Choose now. Young man, I would advise you to stop your arrogance. Zhou Quan squeezed out a smile, his prideful character taking over, refusing to lower his head. You want to harm me. Can't you see where we are right now? Fang Yuan laughed loudly. Why are you laughing? Zhou Quan's face was extremely ugly as he questioned. You've lived for so many years, your foresight is getting worse. Can't you see? I am different from Xianxia. Never mind, I shall show you mercy and give you a chance to fully understand me, Fang Yuan said, suddenly shouting and striking. Zhou Quan did not expect Fang Yuan to be so uncontrollable after being assaulted. He was immediately sent sprawling on the ground and nearly fainted. But he still had his rich experience, quickly getting up and engaging Fang Yuan in battle. Bam, bam, bam. The sound of battle spread outside. The crowd standing outside the shop stirred. They fought. He really attacked. This Fang Zheng's guts are made of steel. He is too crazy. Zhou Quan is so unlucky to have met him. Everyone sighed. No one thought Zhou Quan would win. They were right. The battle in the shop quickly ended. Zhou Quan was not Fang Yuan's match at all. He still had some hidden injuries. Even though he was ranked 3 peak stage, against the overbearing Fang Yuan, there was no way he could win. The shop was thrashed during the fight. Almost half the place was destroyed. After the smoke dispersed, everyone saw Zhou Quan sprawled on the ground, bleeding and having bone fractures, immobilized. Fang Yuan was standing on the ground as he stepped on Zhou Quan's head, giving off a dominating aura. Lord Fang Zheng, what have you done? 3 Shang clan elders came together, shouting, Where are your eyes? Can't you tell from looking? I am teaching people a lesson. Fang Yuan rolled his eyes, replying loudly. The crowd laughed. Lord Fang Zheng, we are not here for jokes. This matter is too severe. Do you know the consequences? The clan elders said solemnly. Zhou Quan, who was trampled by Fang Yuan, sneered as blood flowed out of his open mouth. Fang Zheng was too rash. He made the matter too severe. How is he going to get out of it this time? Although Fang Zheng is a talent, he is after all not a Shang clansman. Under everyone's gaze, Fang Yuan laughed. Of course I know the consequences. Not only that, I also know what's the consequences of killing a person. Saying so, he took out the purple thorn token. Elders, if I murder in Shang Clan City, it would ruin Shang Clan's peace. According to the rules, I will lose the purple thorn token. Is that right? Fang Yuan questioned. Yes. An elder immediately answered. After getting a clear answer, Fang Yuan's lips curled up as he showed a callous smile. He exerted strength and crushed the purple thorn token into powder. This action caused the crowd to scream in shock as the elder's pupils shrunk. Fang Zheng destroyed the purple thorn token. That is a purple thorn token. He destroyed it. What a huge waste. Fang Zheng abandoned even the purple thorn token. He clearly wants Zhou Quan's life. Zhou Quan is too arrogant, rejecting Xianxia's invitation so many times. He angered Fang Zheng because of this. What bad luck. Seeing the fragments of the purple thorn token land on the ground, even hitting his own face, Zhou Quan's smile froze. This was a purple thorn token. Fang Zheng destroyed even his purple thorn token. He wants my life. Is he insane? Zhou Quan was completely horrified by Fang Yuan's madness, recklessness, and insanity. Chapter 333. Leaving Shang Clan City. He had assumed Fang Yuan was trying to teach him a lesson. But he did not expect Fang Yuan to have killing intent, even willingly giving up the precious purple thorn token. Just because of me, you acted so ruthlessly. Was it worth it? Feeling Fang Yuan's determination, Zhou Quan wanted to cry. He was a normal person. He also feared death. If not, after Zhou Clan was wiped out and he became alone and injured, he would died already. But he lived. The desire to live was every living being's instinct. He rejected Xianxia because he looked down on her. He was a proud man, once the leader of a clan. How could he submit to a weak and powerless girl like her? But he did not think the matter would escalate to this extent. Now, he was facing the threat of death. Fang Yuan's insanity was something he did not expect. Had I known this would happen, I would have accepted her invitation. To think it would end up like this, Zhou Quan felt intense regret. Although he was prideful, he was not stupid. Survival and pride, he obviously chose the former. If not, he would not have stayed alive like a beaten dog for all these years. That's right, I understand. My act of rejecting Xianxia was a heavy hit on her reputation. Fang Zheng is her greatest supporter. Thus, he has to eliminate me. Shang Yifan had misled me. Feeling Fang Yuan's intense killing intent, Zhou Quan quickly thought of the reason. With his intelligence, with just a little analysis, he understood that the rumors earlier were all caused by Shang Yifan. Back then, he was still gleeful and smug. These rumors were the best excuse for him to reject Xianxia. At the same time, he could feel that Shang Yifan valued him greatly from these rumors. In the worst case, he could go to Shang Yifan. Whether it was Shang Yifan or Xianxia had no difference to him. As long as he was willing to help, he could make them young master easily. This was Zhou Quan's confidence. But now he was beyond regretful. Because of this rumor, Fang Yuan wanted to kill him. It was already too late to go to Shang Yifan. Fang Yuan was a maniac. He did not follow the rules. Zhou Quan had completely screwed up this time. Zhou Quan sprawled on the ground, his bones hurting from the battle, as he was immobilized by Fang Yuan's leg on his face. He wanted to open his mouth and beg for mercy, but he could not say it. There are so many people watching. If I beg in public, my reputation will be tarnished. But if I don't, my life will be forfeited. Character decides fate. At the crucial moment, Zhou Quan's arrogance was still influencing him. The saying goes, a wise man submits to circumstances. Zhou Quan, since you cannot understand your circumstance, you are no wise man. I wasted a purple thorn token to kill you. Feel honored. Now die. Fang Yuan sneered as he exerted force on his leg. Zhou Quan felt an intense pressure on him. He finally abandoned all hesitation and begged. But because Fang Yuan was using so much force, his cheeks were squeezed together. He wanted to speak, but could not. Zhou Quan was panicking. Wait, I don't want to die. I want to beg. I want to surrender. Let me speak. He screamed in his heart. At the same time, he waved his limbs around frantically. He grabbed Fang Yuan's leg, but Fang Yuan's body was as tough as steel, not even moving an inch. Iron dead meat. Just as Zhou Quan was despairing, he heard a familiar voice. Brother Hai Tu, have mercy on him. Xianxia rushed to the scene. Xinxia, it seems you still found out in the end. I know you treasure talents, but you don't have to beg for his sake. Such a person deserves death. Fang Yuan replied coldly, but stopped exerting force on his leg. No, Brother Hai Tu, I have to speak. Xianxia was very determined. She continued. You did not spend much time with Sir Zhou Quan. I know him better. Sir Zhou had always been adamant on rebuilding Zhou clan. He bore a heavy weight on his shoulders. He is a person with noble aspirations in his heart. He had once told me with great pain that he could not forget his former clansmen. Before his wife passed away, she told him to rebuild their home. These years, he carried a heavy burden and have been working hard for it. He has his grievances. Is that so? Fang Yuan reduced the strength he placed on his leg, his expression changing. Why don't I remember ever tell you that? Zhou Quan felt weird. When his wife died, he was not even at the scene. But he immediately understood. This was an act Xianxia was putting on with Fang Yuan. Actually, Fang Yuan and Xianxia were still trying to recruit him. They used Shang clan as the stage and acted out a good show. Her words earlier were his ticket out of this mess. It not only portrayed Xianxia's kindness and love for talented people, it also gave him a way out of this predicament. What a great scheme indeed. I am the Zhou clan leader, but today I lost to these youngsters. Truly, the new generation is replacing the old. Zhou Quan gritted his teeth, sighing helplessly. He felt anger, hatred, but also grief and helplessness. So that's it. To think that Sir Zhou was such a man with aspirations. But you are too stupid. Assisting Xianxia does not clash with your aspirations of rebuilding your home. You are not afraid of death because of your goals. I am impressed by you. But do you know, dying is easy, but enduring shame and staying alive for your ideals, moving forward with the pressure on you, that is true courage, Fang Yuan said loudly. Zhou Quan heard this, and knew that this was an opportunity Fang Yuan was giving him. This was most likely the last one as well. If he does not accept it, his life would be over. There are no more chances left for him. Thinking so, this old man said, "Sigh. A new generation breeds new geniuses. After listening to what you both have said, I am greatly enlightened." Fang Yuan loosened his leg. Xianxia was overjoyed, helping Zhou Quan up. Zhou Quan endured the pain on his body, slowly getting up, then paying respects to Xianxia. Zhou Quan greets Lady Xianxia. "What did you say?" Zhou Quan acknowledged that lass as his lord. In the study room, Shang Yifan heard this and froze in shock. That is impossible. I know Zhou Quan's personality, even back then when Shang Yazi was in charge and controlled all the shops, he could not recruit him. What abilities does this Shang Xinxi have to manage to gain his loyalty? Shang Yifan reacted and shouted in astonishment. This really happened. Old Zhang sighed. Shang Xinxi is still young. She naturally does possess the ability. But she has Fang Zheng and Bai Ningbing with her. To speak the truth, I underestimated Fang Zheng. To think that he is so scheming under that straightforward facade. He purposely made the matter impossible to resolve and forced Zhou Quan to submit to her. If Zhou Quan did not submit, Fang Zheng would have killed him on the spot. Right now, the entire shop district is talking about the matter. There are rumors everywhere saying that Zhou Quan had been living while enduring humiliation and shame in order to rebuild his clan. After being enlightened by Fang Zheng, he decided to join Shang Xinxi, who had a love for talents. Shang Xinxi's reputation has surged to a peak now. Shang Yifan heard that and raged. That means all the effort we wasted earlier, spreading rumors around, has instead helped them out instead. Liar. They are all liars. All these rumors must be sent out by them. How could there be such a touching story? Young Master Yifan, calm down. The competition is not over yet. Although Shang Xinxi has some people now, they might not truly be loyal to her. Now, we still have Madam's help. There is still a high chance of winning. Old Zhang analyzed calmly. As he advised, Shang Yifan's emotions went back to normal. He gritted his teeth, his eyes shining with an ominous light. You are right. Building a force takes a lot of time. All these people she recruited were either threatened or forced. How could she gain their loyalty? Hey. Next, I will stir up discord among them, and then poach them over with money. I am sure it will work. With Shang Xinxi in charge, Fang and Bai as guardians, Zhou Quan assisting, and the cooperation of Wei Dexin and Xiong clan brothers, the intel business in the battle stage was finally established. As Shang Xinxi predicted, once the business started, it caused a lot of commotion and reaction. The first day they started, they recouped their invested capital. On the second day, business was still booming. On the third day, business was still on fire. After 7 days, Shang Xinxi's 300,000 primeval stones grew to 440,000. Shang Yifan's schemes did not make any progress. Shang Xinxi's force was very united, and everyone could not be wavered. Such unity made the other young masters feel surprised. Shang Yifan was panicking, because he knew, if Shang Xinxi continued to develop like this, with her current reputation, she would definitely be the final winner. Thus, he started using his mother's influence to affect Shang clan's higher up. Shang Xinxi's intel business involved the battle stage, It was a sensitive topic. Shang clan's higher-ups held a meeting and were about to stop Shang Xinxi's business from operating when Shang Yanfei stood up and swept away all objections, fully supporting his daughter. Shang Yanfei's attitude was the final blow to Shang Yifan. Several months later, Shang Yifan and his mother's forces lost terribly to Shang Xinxi. Shang Xinxi became one of the 10 young masters succeeding Shang Yazi. But the pain of separation overwhelmed her joy of success. "Brother Hai Tu, are you in such a rush?" Shang Xinxi walked outside the city, bidding farewell. "You have already become a young master. With your talent, you will definitely grow well here. Xinxi, there is no banquet that never ends. We will meet again in the future. Do not be sad." Fang Yuan consoled, but then changed the topic. "Before I go, I have something to remind you. Always maintain a wide vision and look ahead. Above the 10 young master position, there is still the young clan leader, Shang Tuohai. Above Shang Tuohai, there are the 5 elders of Shang clan, your father Shang Yanfei, and even the supreme elder of Shang clan. Rest assured, brother, back then, when Shang Tuohai became young clan leader, he had the perfect conditions. The other young masters also had favorable relationships when they rose to power. But I have neither of those. I can only invest in human capital. Only with talents can I compete with them. Brother, if you need anything, inform me. I will do anything I can to help you." Brilliance shone in Shang Xinxi's eyes. Her words caused Fang and Bai to take a second look at her. As expected of the future Shang clan leader, the female talent that shook the world. "All right, until the next time we meet." Fang Yuan looked deeply at Shang Xinxi before turning around to leave. Bai Ningbing followed behind him immediately. The two, one wearing black and the other white, gradually vanished into the mountainous terrain. Shang Xinxi and her 2 servants stood on the spot, staring at the two's background without moving. "Brother Hai Tu, Sancha Mountain is very dangerous. Please take care." Shang Xinxi's eyes were watery as she prayed for him in her heart. Chapter 334. Immortal Crane Sect, Fang Zheng. In the world of Gu, the regions were magical. At the east, there was a huge sea, with islands which stood out like chess pieces on a chessboard. It was named Eastern Sea. At the west, there was a huge desert. Greenery was extremely rare. Only yellow sand could be seen everywhere. It was named Western Desert. At the north, there was a huge grassland. People called it Northern Plains. At the south, there was a mountainous terrain, known as the Southern Border. And in the middle of Eastern Sea, Western Desert, Northern Plains, and Southern Border, there was a central area, called Central Continent. Central Continent was over 50 million kilometers wide. Primeval energy was extremely rich in the air, and many sects existed. There were many heroes and conquerors, both demonic and righteous. It was an area with plentiful human and natural resources. Its total strength was the strongest compared to the other 4 regions. In the southern part of Central Continent, among tens of thousands of hills, there was a large mountain above the clouds, piercing through the skies. Feihe Mountain. Feihe Mountain was grand and majestic, floating on top of the sea of cloud. Sunlight penetrated the clouds and shone on the green forests on the mountain. At the foot of the mountain, waves crashed as the tides rose and fell. Whenever the winds blow, the sea of clouds would experience great movements. The bamboo forests would sway with the wind as 10,000 cranes sang. Ironbeak Flying Crane, Fire Pellet Crane, Tailwind Crane, Cloud Mist Crane, Stellar Light Crane. Over 10,000 types of flying cranes flew or rested in the pine trees. It was an overwhelming sight to behold. The 10,000 cranes on Feihe Mountain were famous in Central Continent. As for the Gu masters on the mountain, they were famous throughout the world. This was Immortal Crane Sect, one of the top 10 sects in Central Continent, possessing one of the strongest force in Central Continent. Right now, there was a crucial battle happening in Immortal Crane Sect's sparring arena. 2 youngsters, wearing similar clothing, were engaging in a fight. The two moved about as they tangled and fought together. Too strong. I cannot imagine. Both of them are only around 20 years old. Outside the arena, the spectators were watching this battle intently. Shock, admiration showed on their faces. Senior brother Sun Yuanhua, he is a veteran expert. The number one in the previous third-year small examination. I am not surprised he has such strength. But that junior brother Fang Zheng, it is shocking that he possesses such ability. That's right, he is a black horse in this year's 8-year middle examination. No one expected him to reach the finals. These years, junior brother Fang Zheng had been keeping a low profile, like an ordinary mountain rock. No one cared about him, he was completely not eye-catching. But who would have thought that during this examination, he would soar into the sky and have his name become renowned in Immortal Crane sect? Many people sighed as they showed admiration and jealousy. Fang Zheng kept a grim expression as he had a sharp gaze, fighting evenly with Sun Yuanhua. These years he had grown taller, his shoulder was broader, and his waist was thicker. He had become more mature and stable. Suddenly, Fang Zheng unleashed a jade-green wind, forcing Sun Yuanhua to retreat. Senior brother Sun, just admit defeat, he said in an extremely confident tone. Little junior brother, show me what trump card you have. Sun Yuanhua laughed, replying with the same level of confidence. All right then, Fang Zheng whistled as the sound traveled far. Soon, the cranes called back to him. Everyone turned to look, and numerous eyeballs almost popped out as they stared with wide-open mouths. An iron-beak flying crane group. Oh heavens, so many flying cranes. Is this an illusion? How is that possible? This is a myriad beast king. Fang Zheng reaching rank 4 middle stage was already a god-tier talent. But he can actually control a crane group that is almost 10,000 in number. What method is this? Everyone gasped, feeling extremely shocked in their heart, some unable to believe the scene before them. Even several sect elders stood up from their seats in shock. Sun Yuanhua's expression became extremely solemn. Ironbeak flying crane group, coming with an imposing aura and an advantage in numbers, it gave him great pressure. But he did not intend to give up. His eyes shone with determination. Junior brother Fang, you are impressive. But can you really control so many flying cranes? I have not lost yet, because I have a crane group too. Come out. Feihe Mountain had tens of thousands of flying cranes. Such a territorial advantage was well used by the people in Immortal Crane sect. Fang Zheng had a crane group, but Sun Yuanhua was also a genius in the sect that received ample nurturing. He also hid a crane group secretly. Hearing Sun Yuanhua's command, a group of cranes quickly flew out. This crane group posed a stark contrast to Fang Zheng's Ironbeak flying crane group. There was only a few hundred. But the cranes Sun Yuanhua controlled was different from the Ironbeak flying cranes. On their bodies, they had white feathers, but there was blue color on the tips of the wings and tail, as well as their claws. Under the sunlight, they gave a metallic shine. At the same time, when they flew, traces of blue static lightning could be seen on their bodies. Be careful. These flying cranes are illusion lightning cranes. They have a fierce nature and are skilled at fighting alone. Ordinary Ironbeak flying cranes are not their match. Fang Zheng heard Lord Sky Crane from in his mind. I understand, Master. Fang Zheng replied immediately, his eyes shining brilliantly as he observed the illusion lightning crane group and manipulated his Ironbeak flying crane group. They were going to crash. The Ironbeak flying crane group is too huge. It is like a giant monster. Senior brother Sun's crane group might not even make a dent in it. No, senior brother Sun still has a chance. Crane battles aren't about numbers. It depends on their control and manipulation. Senior brother Sun had been training hard all along. His control of the crane groups is definitely one of the best. It all depends on Fang Zheng's performance now. To speak the truth, I don't think Fang Zheng will win. Although he is a genius, he is still human. These few years, he had to cultivate to rank 4, do the sect missions, and assemble his exemplary set of goo worms. All these had used up much of his time. I don't believe he still had time left to train his crane group manipulation skills. Everyone discussed with great fervor. Such an intensive fight, it was rarely seen in the sect's 3-year small examination and 8-year middle examination. Only in the 15-year large examination would it be seen occasionally. Although Fang Zheng possessed a huge number of cranes, not everyone thought highly of him. The scene now was like the fight between two armies. Fang Zheng had almost 10,000 flying cranes. He had a large army, but because of the numbers, it was easy to lose control over them. He was only rank 4 middle stage. The strength of his soul was limited. He could only have that much mental energy. Meanwhile, although Sun Yuanhua had fewer cranes, all of them were elites, and he could manipulate them easily. With the amount of time he placed into controlling them, his crane manipulation skill was one of the best in the sect. Seeing the two army about to crash in the air. At this moment, Sun Yuanhua suddenly leapt. He activated the goo in his aperture, causing him to turn into a flash of lightning, closing in on Fang Zheng. Fang Zheng did not expect him to strike so suddenly. This way, Sun Yuanhua would fall into the encirclement of the iron-beak flying cranes and get himself into grave danger. Sun Yuanhua attacked like a hurricane, like he went mad. His strength was something beyond what he had displayed earlier. Fang Zheng lost the initiative and was suppressed, only able to defend with all his strength. The two cranes engaged in the air, while on the ground, Fang Zheng and Sun Yuanhua fought intensely. Although the numbers of illusion lighting cranes were few, they were united and charged together, tearing apart many iron-beak flying cranes. In contrast, the iron-beak flying cranes, although many, were a mess, like a pack without a leader. The iron-beak flying crane group could not block this small number of illusion lightning cranes. Senior brother Sun is amazing. His battle tactic was superb. That's right, Fang Zheng has limited concentration. Manipulating this large group of cranes is like a baby wielding a hammer, amateurish and unskilled. He himself is being attacked by senior brother Sun. He cannot even defend himself properly. With his concentration on defending, how could he bother with controlling the cranes above him? But the iron-beak flying crane group is just too huge. There are many hundred beast kings, several thousand beast kings, and even a myriad beast king. In the illusion lightning crane group, there are only 300 beast kings and 1 injured 1,000 beast king. In order to avoid these beast kings, the illusion lightning cranes have to attack from the right and left. Even if they injured many ordinary iron-beak flying cranes, they are greatly injured themselves. Sun Yuanhua and Fang Zheng are evenly matched. One attacks and one defends. They are extremely familiar with each other's moves. There is no clear winner. We can only look at the result of the crane battle. An elder saw the victory condition of this match. If the iron-beak flying crane group can devour the illusion lightning crane group, then it was Fang Zheng's victory for certain. But if the illusion lightning crane group rushes out of the iron-beak flying crane's encirclement and goes to help Sun Yuanhua, Fang Zheng would lose. Endure. Endure for a bit more. Try and divert some attention to the iron-beak flying cranes and kill all the illusion lightning cranes. If you can do that, it would be a huge breakthrough. It would be extremely helpful to you in the future. In Fang Zheng's mind, Lord Sky Crane's voice continued to advise. Fang Zheng exerted all his strength and followed what Lord Sky Crane said. But right when he was about to succeed, Sun Yuanhua would always break his concentration with a flurry of attacks. Sun Yuanhua was older than Fang Zheng. He had placed a lot of effort in manipulating cranes under his control. Although the cranes were injured, they were already about to break out of the iron-beak flying crane's encirclement. Junior brother Fang Zheng, it is still too early for you to defeat me. He sneered. Such words were heard by Fang Zheng, and it triggered the deepest part of his memory. Back then, on Qingmao Mountain, Guye Village, he and his older brother Fang Yuan fought in the arena. Fang Yuan said the exact same words. No, I cannot lose. I have to take revenge for my clan, for my uncle and aunt, for my clan leader, for Lord Qing Shu. Why have I worked so hard in these last few years? I must stand before my brother and defeat him. How can I lose to Sun Yuanhua now? Flames burned in Fang Zheng's eyes. He endured the pain in his head and diverted his concentration. The iron-beak flying crane suddenly moved, like a huge beast opening its mouth, devouring the illusion lightning crane group. Seeing this, Sun Yuanhua's face went pale. Victory. The crowd cheered. Fang Zheng was the number one in the 8-year middle examination, defeating Sun Yuanhua, and became an elite disciple of Immortal Crane Sect. Chapter 335. Gu Immortal Bai Hu's Inheritance. Central Continent sect system was different from Southern Borders clan system. In clans, blood ties sustained the hierarchy, and clansmen were the target for nurturing. But in sects, masters and disciples replaced the bloodline system. In sects, they recruited disciples, and as long as one had good talent and character, they would be accepted. Precisely so, Fang Zheng was absorbed into Immortal Crane Sect as one of its members. In Immortal Crane Sect, from low to high, they were classified as Outer Disciple, Inner Disciple, Elite Disciple, Legacy Disciple, Sect Elder, Sect Leader, and the Supreme Elder. 3-year small examination was to choose Inner Disciples. 8-year middle examination was to choose Elite Disciples. As for the 15-year large examination, it allows one to ascend to a Legacy Disciple. Above the Legacy Disciple, it would be the Sect Elders. The Sect Elders in Immortal Crane Sect had at least rank 4 Cultivation. The Sect Leader would have rank 5 Cultivation, and the Supreme Elders were rank 6 Gu Immortals. There was even rank 7 among them. Central Continent was the strongest region compared to North, South, East, and West. Immortal Crane Sect was the top 10 sect in Central Continent. It was even stronger than Shang Clan. The disciple selection did not involve place of birth or any regional priorities. Thus, in Immortal Crane Sect, there were no C-grade aptitudes. B-grade was the most commonly seen, but there were many A grades as well. Fang Zheng was a genius with a grade aptitude, no doubt. But in Immortal Crane Sect, in such a super-level force, there were many geniuses just like him. Fang Zheng, you were born smart and were willing to undertake hardships. Now that you have rank 4 Cultivation, you are already qualified to be a Sect Elder. But you have only entered the sect for a short time. You need to complete many sect missions to prove your loyalty. I hope you can continue to work hard, become victorious in the large examination, and become a Legacy Disciple. Immortal Crane Sect Leader sat on his grand seat as he looked down at Fang Zheng, who was kneeling below the stairs. Yes, I will remember Leader's teachings, Fang Zheng replied. Now, I have a sect mission to hand to you and a few elite disciples. Go back and read through the details, go. The sect leader said as a bookworm flew out. Fang Zheng received it and took his leave. Once he returned, he laid down on the bed and fell asleep. Controlling Gu worms required a lot of concentration. He expended a lot of his mental energy in doing so. At times he had to multitask and do multiple things at once. In the battle with Sun Yuanhua, Fang Zheng used all his trump cards and truly expended all his means. He was too tired, forcefully meeting the sect leader to finish the initiation for advancing to an elite disciple. His head was still hurting, like a hammer was hitting him, while his shoulders were so sore that they could barely support his neck. He was drowsy and felt lightheaded. Fang Zheng slept for 2 days and 2 nights, until a series of knocking woke him up. Once he pushed the door open, he saw a group of elite disciples. These disciples comprised both male and female. They were mostly rank 3, but there were a few with rank 4 cultivation. Different from clans, which did not require loyalty to be tested, sects needed to do so. The higher the hierarchy, the fewer the number of elite disciples, legacy disciples, and elders. Many cultivated to rank 4, but were eliminated during the examinations. Thus resulted in many disciples and elders having the same rank 4 cultivation. But regardless of their cultivation, the elders definitely had higher battle strength than disciples. That is because they were chosen strictly through examinations, and were the most talented among thousands. Fang Zheng, we have the same mission. On this trip, I hope we can take care of each other. Fang Zheng, I saw your battle with Sun Yuanhua. It was very exciting. I hope we can spar along the way. These people were very amiable. That is because they knew Fang Zheng controlled an Ironbeak flying crane group that was 10,000 in number. Although he could not control them perfectly, such strength was still respectable. You are too polite, my fellow sect brothers. I am ashamed. These few days, I had been sleeping. I have not seen the mission details yet. Fang Zheng cupped his fists, admitting. I see. In that case, I will tell you directly. Our mission this time is extremely important. Fang Zheng, a few months ago, a shocking event happened at Tianti Mountain. Do you know about it? An elite disciple asked. Tianti Mountain. Fang Zheng nodded. This matter was huge. I know about it. On Tianti Mountain, Fairy Bai Hu's inheritance appeared. Fairy Bai Hu is a famous person in the righteous path, a rank 6 Gu immortal, and owns the Hu immortal blessed land. Once this inheritance appeared, many Gu immortals came out. As long as one inherits this inheritance, they would gain her blessed land. Right now, Tianti Mountain is heavily surrounded by many Gu immortals. Fang Zheng, I tell you directly, our mission this time is to go to Tianti Mountain and try to obtain this inheritance. The Lord Gu immortal of our immortal crane sect has already come to an agreement with the lords of the other sects. In order to maintain peace, they will not strike, but instead, choose some elite disciples in their sect to compete in a fair manner. Fang Zheng heard this, and his eyes widened, showing intense desire. Are you serious? This was the inheritance of a Gu immortal. Of course, if we are truly fated and become her inheritor, we would definitely shoot to success. In the future, we have a great chance of breaking through to Gu immortal realm. But other than our immortal crane sect, there is also Heavenly Lotus sect, Spirit Butterfly Valley, Ancient Soul sect, Heavens, Envy sect, and the other Central Continent's top 10 sects. Thus, during this trip, we have to cooperate and stay united. Of course, Fang Zheng immediately replied. Huotan Mountain in southern border is a dormant volcano. It is about 3 kilometers tall, and the peak of the mountain is flat with a hole that is flowing with magma within. Thick smoke rose from the funnel occasionally like a chimney. The greatest resource on this mountain were charcoal stones, almost seen everywhere. This type of charcoal stone burnt for a long time and emitted little heat, and did not give out smoke. It was most commonly used in Shangclan City, 5th inner city. It had been numerous days since Fang Yuan and Bai Ningbing stepped into Huotan Mountain. They had set off from Shangliang Mountain to reach Sancha Mountain. Huotan Mountain was a necessary stop. Stepping on the charcoal stones, one would feel the heat from below, as the air was dry and without moisture. Looking far, all one could see was dark red charcoal stones. There were trees on this mountain too, but these trees were short and thin. Their branches were like needles and did not block sunlight. Thus, on Huotan Mountain, one could have a wider vision than compared to being on other mountains. Fang Yuan and Bai Ningbing traveled on the mountain. If birds flew in the sky and looked down, they would see 2 tiny ants crawling slowly. The truth is, they were being observed. Hey, they are finally here. Huotan Mountain is a necessary location along the path. They will definitely pass by here if they want to go to Sancha Mountain. At an insignificant corner, 2 demonic Gu masters were hiding. They were 2 bald men. The older one was called Zhao Huang, while the middle-aged man was called Meng Tu. They were a famous assassination duo among the demonic Gu masters. As long as we kill these 2, Shang Clan would have 10,000 primeval stones as reward, and we will also get a yellow pair token. How can we let go of such a good deal? Meng Tu licked his lips excitedly. But they are both rank 4 Gu masters. We are only rank 3 peak stage. This is a good deal, but the risks are higher. I'm not sure if it was a mistake to accept this. Zhao Huang was older and wiser, showing worry on his face. Elder brother Zhao Tu, don't be frightened by their cultivation. So what if they are rank 4? They are only rank 4 initial stage. Most of the goo worms in their hands are still rank 3. Moreover, it is not like we have not killed a rank 4 goo master before. Remember that Xiao Fulu who was killed by us. Meng Tu encouraged. Once he mentioned Xiao Fulu, Zhao Huang frowned, as he said nervously. Didn't I mention it many times? Don't talk about Xiao Fulu. He is the grandson of Xiao Clan's supreme elder. We offended a Gu immortal when we killed him. Keep this matter in your stomach and never mention it again. So what if he is a Gu immortal? Haven, we lived free and safe all these years? Meng Tu pouted indifferently. Gu immortals are not omnipotent, not to mention these two newly advanced rank 4 Gu masters. Brother, don't forget that we spent several days preparing that trap for them. Hehe. Speaking of that trap, Zhao Huang's expression relaxed. He muttered. As long as they fall into the trap and engage in a fierce battle, their primeval essence will be depleted, and we will have a chance to act. Exactly, Meng Tu said, as his eyes suddenly glowed, saying softly but excitedly. Quickly look. They fell for the trap. Fang Yuan and Bai Ningbing stopped walking. The nearby ground started shaking violently. Rock shrapnels fell down the cliff from both sides. On the ground, the soil was moved away as lava crocodiles crawled out from the ground. It is a lava crocodile group. There is 1,000 Beast King. Bai Ningbing concentrated, looking at the leader of the group. This lava crocodile king was huge, the size of 3 elephants. Its body is covered with deep red scales, and 4 thick legs supported its huge body. A crocodile tail giving off a metallic glow was over 10 meters long. On its back, there were 2 lumps, like 2 small volcanoes. As it breathed, 2 traces of black smoke rose from the volcanoes, thick and thin rhythmically. As the lava crocodile king crawled out of the ground, it stared at Fang and Bai, but most of its attention was on Fang Yuan. Fang Yuan and Bai Ningbing were rank 4 initial stage Gu masters, but he had rank 4 middle stage primeval essence. The lava crocodile king had sharp senses. It immediately sensed that Fang Yuan's aura was scarier. It opened its mouth, and over 1,000 lava crocodiles encircled Fang and Bai. Facing such a dangerous situation, Fang Yuan laughed. It is but a few crocodiles. Bai Ningbing, cooperate with me and kill this lava crocodile king. Okay. Bai Ningbing replied plainly, but battle intent surged in her eyes. Back then, when they first left Qingmao Mountain, they had also encountered a lava crocodile king and stayed away from it. But now, they were different, having rank 4 cultivation. Even if this lava crocodile king was 1,000 beast king, it could not stop their path. The story pauses here. But Fang Yuan's journey is far from over. If this reached you, leave a like. It helps more listeners find their way to EtherealArcs. Subscribe so the next chapter finds you. We'll see you in the next arc.